This is verse 15, the 10th chapter, Gospel of Matthew. Jesus giving instruction to his disciples, indicating that if a certain town or a certain house is not going to be receptive to the message that they're bringing to that place regarding the coming kingdom, that they should dust the shoes off, that sort of practice of indicating that that particular house or place was not even to be regarded as a part of true Israel. Jesus gives this rather sobering warning then, amen, up front as he characteristically does it, amen, lego, from lego, I say, first person plural, present active indicative, who men, indirect object, dative, plural of the second person pronoun, amen, I say to you, anektoteron, from anektoteros, it's an adjective here functioning as a predicate adjective. The root of this is on echo, the prefix on, ana. Preposition normally means up, and echo, of course, means to have. So to have up is the very literal sense of it. From that is derived the idea of leaning against something, giving it a kind of gentle pressure, and from that derives distantly the idea of being tolerant or more tolerant. And that's really the way it usually is rendered, so more tolerable. This is the, as I say, predicate adjective, so it is standing with the verb here, estai, from ame, I am, third person singular, future active indicative. So more tolerable it will be. It'll be more tolerable. Gay, this is the word for land, geo, we derive from that. And the dative with respect to, so it'll be more tolerable with respect to the land Sodomon of Sodom, Kai Gomoron of Gomorrah, of course, the classic representation of the most wicked cities, usually referred to for that very purpose, to, in a sense, indicate it can't get much worse than that, but here it does. So it'll be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. Jesus says, in, preposition with the dative hemera, the dative of hemera, day, chryseos, this is the word in the genitive here for judgment. Crisis, of course, we get from that the idea in day of judgment. This is than, functions here as a comparison. Te pole, with respect to the city Akene, that one. So more tolerable it will be for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than. This A is going along with the adjective here, more tolerable for this than that, for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah than for that city. Whatever city it might be, which has refused to receive, acknowledge, and respect the message that you're bringing. It does stand for a few theological ideas, one in particular, that there is in the idea of judgment, a notion that some forms of judgment are more severe than others. The idea that it may be more tolerable for one than another, of course, is directly implied by that. The particular setting here is, of course, left undescribed. Is this some kind of last judgment? It's stated, of course, to give dramatic impact, but it would be risky to start basing too much eschatology on this particular verse. The point Jesus is driving at is there is greater guilt for those who are going to repudiate the message of Jesus than for those who may have been involved in the most horrific of moral offenses, as is the common view of those cities and their behavior throughout the biblical record.